The ticking has spread. Now it lingers on your skin, waiting for the fog to hide what it wants to take. In that fog, sounds muffle until even your own footsteps feel distant, borrowed. And sometimes, just sometimes, a low hum begins. Bees trapped in the walls or something older, hungrier. Right before the glow appears, red and green flickering like dying festival lights. I am Skullman, the keeper of keys that should stay buried, the shadow that watches when doubt begins to bleed. Tonight, something reaches through the mist, and it knows exactly where to scratch.
Annie's flat overlooked the river, but the view was rarely beautiful. Winter fog rolled in from the Ghats every evening, thick and gray, swallowing the streetlights until it felt like a city half submerged. At 29, Annie had carved out a living as a freelance journalist, sharp, fast, willing to bend facts for clicks when the rent loomed. She told herself the compromises were temporary. She told herself the stories she twisted didn't really hurt anyone who mattered. For weeks, old reports had resurfaced from villages around. People waking with 4 deep scratches across their faces, temple to jaw, like claws had raked them in sleep. No blood at first, only burning later. No memory of an intruder.
They called it the Muhnochwa, the face scratcher, the glowing entity that terrorized the state in 2002. Back then, newspapers blamed mass hysteria, police blamed copycats. Annie saw opportunity, a comeback piece that could go viral. The face-scratching poltergeist returns. She interviewed 3 survivors in 7 days. First was Ramu, a 45-year-old farmer from Barabanki. He sat on his charpoy under a tin roof, face wrapped in gauze, eyes never meeting hers. The hum came first, he said, like bees trapped in the walls, then red-green light in the fog outside my window. Claws cold as iron. I woke screaming. He paused, voice cracking. Next morning I confessed to my wife. I stole from our daughter's wedding savings. I never told her before. Second was Mira, a school teacher in Mohanlalganj. Her scratches were fresh, still weeping under bandages. The glow filled the room, she whispered. It didn't speak. It just knew. I'd been lying to my students about my qualifications. The shame burned worse than the cuts. Third was Vikram, a young shopkeeper from Alambag. He refused to show his face at first. When he did, the scars looked almost deliberate, like ritual marks carved with intention. I abandoned my mother when she got sick, left her with my sister. The thing whispered it while it scratched. My own voice, but colder. Annie recorded everything, her notebook filling fast. She drafted the piece that night, sensational, emotional, designed to hook. But as she typed, a small voice nagged. She had exaggerated quotes before, omitted context for drama, buried corrections in edits. She told herself it was survival. The world rewarded outrage, not accuracy. On December 12th, fog so dense the river in view vanished completely. Annie edited footage at 2:45 a.m., laptop screen the only light in the flat. Her reflection stared back in the black window glass. She rubbed her eyes. When she looked again, the reflection blinked 1 heartbeat after she did. Its lips moved. No sound from her throat. It mouthed, "You lied." She slammed the laptop shut. Darkness swallowed the room. She laughed, nervous, brittle. "Too much screen time," she muttered. She went to bed. At exactly 3:17 a.m., she woke to the hum, low, vibrating through the walls like trapped insects. Fog pressed against the windows, seeping under the door in slow, deliberate curls, smelling of wet earth, river rot, and something metallic like blood on coins. She sat up. A faint red-green glow pulsed from the window. Her reflection in the glass moved, stepped forward, impossibly, claws extending. Long, black, curved like charred bone. Before Annie could scream, it raked across her left cheek. 4 burning lines. Blood welled warm and fast. The glow vanished. Fog retreated. Annie stumbled to the bathroom. The mirror showed real wounds, deep, ragged, already scabbing. Her reflection now behaved normally, but the eyes looked satisfied. She bandaged her face with shaking hands and searched online. An archived 2002 police file mentioned a recovered item at one scene. A gold pocket watch, hands stopped at 3:17 a.m. Note: victim said it woke up the night before. The watch disappeared from evidence days later. Annie's stomach dropped. 2 weeks earlier, she had bought a similar watch from a street vendor in Chauk. Gold, tarnished, heavy. "Lucky piece," the vendor said. It sat in her desk drawer. She opened the drawer. The watch was ticking, soft, deliberate. Hands had advanced since she last looked. The next night, 3:17 a.m., the hum returned. Louder inside her skull. The poltergeist appeared fully, bat-like wings folded tight against a humanoid frame, body shifting between shadow and red-green light, face a flickering mask with no mouth, only glowing slits for eyes. Claws dripped black ichor that hissed on the floorboards. It hovered, not attacking immediately. It spoke in a voice that sounded like Annie's own, layered with static and pain. "You wrote about the woman last year. Suicide after public shaming. You twisted her family's words for clicks. They emailed you, begged for a correction. You deleted it. Their pain paid your electricity bill." Annie backed against the wall. I didn't." Claws flashed, another rake across her right cheek, deeper. Blood dripped onto her shirt. She screamed. The entity tilted its head, slits narrowing. "Confess," it rasped, "or I take more than skin. I take the face you hide behind." Her knees buckled. Memories flooded. The article, the family's grief, her quick justification. It's just journalism. She had never apologized, never looked back. Tears mixed with blood. She whispered, "I'm sorry. I used her story. I hurt them for views. I was wrong. I'm sorry." The poltergeist paused. The glow dimmed. It hovered closer, claws retracting slightly. Then it dissolved, red-green mist curling upward, smelling of burning plastic, rust, and regret. The scratches on her face began to fade. Not heal, but fade like ink washed by rain. The next morning, Annie published a raw apology on her blog and socials. She named the family, linked their old plea, offered to donate any future earnings from her latest piece to them. Views came, some supportive, some vicious, but for the first time she didn't refresh obsessively. The watch was gone from her drawer, but 2 nights later her editor texted a photo from a Lucknow hospital, a young man with fresh facial scratches muttering about a journalist who never tells the whole truth. In the background on the bedside table sat a gold pocket watch, hands frozen at 3:17 a.m. And in the winter fog, when the streetlights dim and the river whispers against the Ghats, some swear they see a faint red-green glow drifting from window to window, searching for the next lie to punish. The scratches linger longer than skin. If the fog feels thicker tonight, if your reflection hesitates even a second, smash that like button to confess before it claws, subscribe and ring the bell so the next attack at 3:17 a.m. finds you honest, and comment below. What lie have you told that still hurts someone, something you've never corrected? The Muhnochwa is listening. Stay truthful. Skullman out.